Hello, everybody. Today is November 3rd. This is our team training. It is officially fall. It is officially the month where we start having holidays and start planning for cooking and all that good stuff. I will alert you that I have actually changed the calendar and have reposted because I've added some things. We had a meeting today with Frank Vandersloot and he talked about some things that I'm going to pass on to you guys, which I was thinking about some things, and I woke up this morning feeling like God was saying, these are some things that you need to change. And I swear to God, um, not Courtney Cox, Courtney Martin got on and did a training with us and said, this is what we're doing. And I went, this is literally the same day that I thought should do this, and she's doing it. So we're going to do it. So I'm going to talk about that. Um, First thing that we want to do is we want to do some celebrating, and the first thing I want to do is celebrate Miss Maggie B, who reached director last month. Woo! Talk about a hardworking, wild woman that she is.
But I want to say thank you to you because you are amazing. Thank you for coming to California, to San Diego to help us, to help me. You are just like, I've learned so much, and I'm deeply grateful to God and to you.
Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh, thank you. So I think it's important that, here's the thing, you guys, we're all going to have a journey, and you guys know so much of my story going, man, I really screwed that up. I didn't do that very well. Well, let's learn that. Maggie, after you've only been here a short time, what are some of your major takeaways that you've learned working here? Some of the major aha moments for you?
Well, I'm going to start with something that I did wrong. So when I had the people at my house, I did not really listen to you, meaning I should have like been more supportive and then basically get a lot of people were ready to join and to place their orders, and I didn't know how to do that. So basically, now I know there was a lot of chasing after the fact for the people that I thought, oh, I'll get them tomorrow. No, tomorrow turned into 2 days. So that was like a learning moment for me that from now on, if they're ready to place the order or they're ready to join, that we need to get them right there and then. Well, there was just so much learning for myself and my husband. Like my husband was not really willing to be a part of this, but after he saw you present and all the information that you provided to us, it was amazing. So the entire 3 days I was learning and learning. The last day was more, I learned more because it was out of my house, it was somewhere else, and so then it made it not as stressful for me, but everything was just amazing, and I thank you.
Well, cool. Now tell us one of the things that you feel like you did right. What was something that you did right?
Um, let's see, what did I do right? I think naturally I'm very hospitable and I really care for people. So one of the things I did right, I'm always wanting to do something for someone, for so all the people that were here, the hospitality, like explaining to them how amazing these products are and how they're already shopping for all these products. Because a lot of people would say, oh, $75 is too much. But then that list that you brought, do you brush your teeth? Do you use soap? Do you, and all going on and on and on. And it's really easy for them to understand after they see it that way that they're already doing all this shopping. Now they just have to transfer it from Walmart or from their supermarket to the wellness company, to Melaleuca. So that
Yeah.
was mm,
You did so much right, Maggie. So she set up a beautiful display table of products that she had. She had samples of popcorn and food and the bars and the sustain, and she had these beautiful glasses and these beautiful cups with the pop, like the popcorn in itself was a beautiful display. And then everybody got a little thank you little white thank you bag. Yeah, look at that with a little Mel Lucas sign on and goodies inside, and that she just printed off. So she did an amazing job. People loved there. They did not want to leave. Like they'd sit there and talk and eat more popcorn and eat more bars and drink more. And it was every day was a party. So, and then we got to go to somebody else's office and we walked in not knowing what was going to happen. We had no idea. And Maggie and I looked at each other and went, we're in the smack down middle of their office. We're just going to set up this table here and there's people working. And after I went in to go work with a couple other people, Maggie went back out and literally talked to everybody and went, did you want to join this? Did you want to join this? And it was, she did an amazing job following up. So there's always going to be a learning curve and overall it was a huge success and it was great. So huge congratulatories for that. I'm going to share my screen here. And there's a video frozen in time. That looks really good. Before I do this, let us stop here and let's just celebrate October. If you enrolled one person in October, raise your hand. We want to celebrate you. Yay! All right, look at that. Sharon and Leanne and Marla and Doris and who else down here? Somebody else had their hand up. That is Linda. Real good job. And Christine, good job. All right, good job. So proud of you. If you enroll two people, raise your hand. Two people. Marlia, Shannon, good job. All righty. If you raise three people, if you enrolled three people, raise your hand. All right, Marlia, Crystal. All right, good job. Four people, raise your hand. Four people, Deborah and I. Yeah, five people. There we go, Maggie. Woohoo, Maggie enrolled five people. Actually, I think you enrolled more than five. I think you enrolled six, actually. Yeah, six people. So that's really good. So she'd had them before. So she's actually at a total of nine. So she was really close to double advancing. So that's very close. So she will double advance this one. Two people, Tanya. Good job. Two. Good job. That's amazing. All right. So proud of everybody. All right. So proud. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. I'm so honored that you guys are here. All right. Let us do this slideshow. I'll show you that video at the end if you guys remind me. I've done two videos where I'm addressing people about this month and how important it is. And I already had one person set an appointment in the last 15 minutes by sending a video going. I'll show you the video at the end, you guys. It's just me being heartfelt about earning money and how we could be helping people. We talked about it this morning about how important this month is. So if you guys missed it this morning, if you didn't see my morning mindset video, let me just look at it, kind of recap it, which is you guys, you realize whatever happens this month, people can earn a paycheck on December 12th. You have automatic deposit on December 12th. You're going to get that video, you click it, and the next day you'll get money in your account. That means people are going to have money for Christmas. And the news here, and I'm sure where you guys live every day, there's information about food banks and how can you support food banks and this and that because there's not enough things going on. And this is a great way to help support people that are truly struggling. Now, I said this morning, there's always going to be those people that don't want to work, right? There's always going to be that people that don't. But I am working really hard to immediately take the fear away. I think people don't make a decision because of fear. They don't know, they don't understand, and fear keeps them from even trying. Like, I don't know anybody to call, or I don't have another 30 hours a week, or I don't want to seem pushy or salesy. So I did a little video, which I'll show you at the end, to say, hey, this is not those things, right? Don't let fear keep you from rolling up your sleeve and earning some money. Even if you earn $200, isn't that better than nothing? So I've done two videos. One is for people that have set appointments that hadn't come, hadn't placed orders. I set a video for that. It's a little bit different than people that had sometime enrolled as a category 2 or 3 or so I've been sending out, some of you guys got the email I sent out too about that. All right, there's Maggie. Isn't she beautiful? And this is Gigi, who is the sweetest little puppy ever. Oh my gosh, she's adorable. And she got to get dressed up and go to mass on Sunday with us, and she matched our clothing. She's absolutely adorable. So this is beautiful. This is how beautiful she is. All right, here's our promotion for the month. Enroll one customer between now and the 10th and earned a rechargeable hand warmer. Just one, you guys, by the 10th. Super cool. In the video that they showed that these are actually magnetic so they can hold together. They're super small. They sit in the palm of your hand. And he said something, Kevin Sommer said something in the meeting. He goes, for those of you that like to go to the movie in the summer, but you freeze because of the air conditioning, these would be great. I'm like, that is so me. I always carry a blanket into the movie and because it's freezing. So enroll one. Now, if you live in a really warm place and you're like, I would never use these, think about it as a gift for somebody, right? I have given out so many Melaleuca things that I've won as gifts. Enroll two between now and the 30th. So notice the date differences, right? You have to enroll one by the 10th and get the hand warmers. Enroll two by the 30th and get this blanket. Now I have another blanket here that I earn, and these are good quality stuff. Really, really, really good quality. Again, don't need another blanket. You can certainly give it as a Christmas gift, can't you? Send it to me. That would be awesome.
You can use it to quilt.
My birthday is December 14th. Send it to me. So this is always, again, if you have a new builder, reward them. You know, of course, if they and become a new builder this month, then they'll earn this themselves. $1 membership until the 18th. Now remember, if you are new, you have the month that you enroll plus 2 more months to enroll people for $1. That's always the standard. Anybody new has the month that they enroll plus 2 more months to enroll somebody is for $1. The rest of us old farts on here, we get to do this until the 18th, which is I always think this is fun. It's a good way to kind of say, let's get on this, okay? This is a free Melaleuca event. It's called Launch. They will announce new products here. So one of the things in our meeting this morning, Frank said, get a launch party, get people in your house, get a gathering, get people, plug your computer into this will be at melaleuca.com/ and then something. And this is Mountain Time. Notice the difference, 9 o'clock Pacific, 10 Mountain, 11 Central, 12 Eastern. But start inviting people to your house. This is always more fun when you have people in your house. Patty was saying today she actually enrolled somebody in Belize that is from someplace, so she gets to have a launch party at her house. She's never been able to do that. So think about who you can invite and have a party at your house for launch. They do talk business, but they will announce new products. So I remember, what was it, Deborah, 2 years ago, it was during launch that they announced the beef. So it's always really exciting. Okay, we are going to be on the news on November 15th. Fox News is featuring Riverbend Ranch. We don't know when. We just know that on November 15th, Fox News is featuring our ranch, our beef. So put it on your calendar. I don't even know if I know where Fox News is on my TV. I've heard of it. I think it's popular. I don't know. But anyway, mark the date. Mark the date. Okay, they also talked about new staff, so some of these may affect you. One that you may get a call from is Laura. She is our Chief Growth Officer. And normally they don't ever let us know when they have new people. I thought it was interesting that they made a point of mixing this. What I thought was most important is Melissa Charles was the former VP of Marketing for Amway International. Amway has a huge international market, and they have a lot of customers in the international market that shop Amway. I could not have been more blown away. Could not been. Laura Beitler, the Chief Growth Officer, had 25 years with Mary Kay, which is interesting because there was a point in time when they said they wouldn't hire people from MLMs because they didn't want the MLM mentality in our corporation. So I think this is very interesting. Melissa apparently has made the international division of Amway blow up in Europe and in China. So she's with us now. So just know these names and know that Laura may actually reach out to you at some point in time. So that's kind of interesting. All right, Quest. Let's talk about this. Quest is in February, and you may still add people to your team if you qualified to go to Quest. Okay, so if you qualified, in other words, you had September and October to get your points to qualify to go to Quest. Let me stop sharing this for just a second and see who all qualified to go to Quest. Raise your hand. Let me see the qualifications. Maggie, you did. Maggie, you qualified. Leanne, very good. Doris, you qualified. Doris, you qualified.
Well, I got my 2, but I thought you, yeah, oh, that's right. I did. I qualified. Yeah.
All right, congratulations. Very good. Yeah, and I think Maggie's ahead with 13 points, but here's the point system. Maggie on the 12th of the month will get an additional 5 points because she reached director. Sandy Clemens will get another 5 points because she developed a director. Go Maggie! Yeah, pretty excited about that. So, when Maggie gets, actually, I think one of the reasons you have 13 is because Virginia enrolled somebody, and when your person enrolls somebody, you get 2 more points. And Sonia enrolls somebody, you'll get 2 more points. When Bilia, you earn 2 more points. And when they all get to director, there's 5 more points. Okay? So the thing with the TREP, and you guys, I know that some people are like, oh, I don't really care about a rodeo, whatever. First of all, I grew up with rodeos, y'all. Get a grip. It is so cool. And the guys are always good looking, always, always. David's over there. I mean, and the jeans and the cowboy. And Maggie got me these earrings that have boots on them I'm going to be wearing. But more than anything, to be involved in the training is absolutely unforgettable. They do the most amazing training and testimonials and science. It is absolutely something that you want to really work for. So those of you that have qualified, congratulations. For those of that you didn't, don't let it get you down. Move on. Just go on with life. Not worth shedding a tear over, okay? We just move on with life. Everybody else, please work hard. And really the points, develop a director. There's your points, 5 points, right? So Maggie has kind of got herself lined up to get some really great points. So that's really awesome. Okay. All right, next thing. What if your partner did not qualify? Okay, if your partner doesn't qualify and you did qualify, you can still go. You need to earn 26 points by November 30th or 31st, however many days are in the month. I literally topped that, not sure if there's 30 or 31 days. I think there's 30. Or 18 if you don't need airfare. So for example, John, who's normally on here, he lives in Dallas. He doesn't need the airfare, right? Deborah's only like 5-hour drive, that kind of thing. So just realize you can add people, meaning I just enrolled somebody, Crystal. If Crystal started enrolling people, I could add her to my team. She could get 26 points this month. She could go. So Maggie, you can get Virginia and Sonia, they can all go too if they get 26 points this month, which is also equals a really great paycheck. So remember, this is how this works. You get 1 point for every new customer, 2 points when your customer enrolls a customer. So I'm helping someone on Friday that my customer is enrolling. That's going to be 2 points for me. A new customer enrolling somebody, 2 more points, right? 5 points when you become a director, when you develop a director. So there we go. And you must reach Director 3 by the end of December and keep the status until the TREP. Director 3 is, remember, you have 1 person who has a director. So for the new people, you need to develop a director and get that volume up there. So this is so doable, so doable. Just keep on the momentum and it works. Any questions about Quest? Let me expand everybody out. Any questions about that? Nope. All right, I'm shrinking you back down. Okay. So this is a conversation Frank got on there and talked about the fact that we are running out of some of our food bars. Food bars. All right, sorry. There is a misunderstanding about what Melaleuca does. 94% of Melaleuca products are made in-house, not 100%. 94%. 99% of our products are made in the US. Our mascara, you guys, is made in Italy because they have the manufacturing plant. It's our formula, our standards, but they make that in Italy. So what about the others? What about the other 6% that's not made in-house, right? It is more cost effective to have another manufacturing plant make the products. They have the science and technology. It is still our formula. It is still our recipe. We have tested the bars. We've done everything that we need to do. It's our ingredients and our guidelines. It is just more cost effective to have somebody else make the bars because they have the technology and they have the manufacturing ability. So we are working to engineer our own manufacturing, but we don't have the volume yet to make them in-house. In other words, we don't make enough bars for us to have the finances to make our own stuff. So one, we need to sell more bars, and others to do it, but we're working on that. So what happened is this. Well, here's products that we make outside of Melaleuca land, our Sabella products. Coffee, obviously, is from South America, Central America. Sprayers. Those are made from Canada. Bars and Aligo tablets. Our capsules are made in-house, but the tablets are made in a manufacturing plant that makes tablets. Again, it is Aligo. It is patented. Nobody else has our formula. The manufacturing plant that we are using does not get to share our formula because it is a patented process. So what is up with the bar? The manufacturing plant that we've been using for our bar was sold, and the new owners are not nice to us. They want to drastically raise our price, and we don't want to do business with them and raise the prices for our customers. So order your bars today. So that's the story as to what's going on with our bars. The manufacturing plant was sold, and the new owners are not being nice about doing business, and they want to raise our prices dramatically. Any questions about that?
So
Yes,
that's all
Carly.
all bars across the board.
Yep.
But they're limiting us how many we can get.
Yes.
Yes.
Marlea.
Okay, I just wanted to go back a screen. You said Sabella?
Mm-hmm.
Did he, I'm kind of confused with that. Did he say where? If you go back to the screen, you said it's outside of our
Mhm.
manufacturing. So where is it?
I don't
He
know.
didn't say.
Mm-mm. We didn't ask. He didn't say. I don't really
just-
know.
Okay,
But they make them and they send them to our distribution plant so that they're distributed with everything else.
everything Sabella? Wow.
Yep.
Okay,
Mhm.
interesting.
I
Okay.
know. Yes, Doris.
So does Frank plan to have bars in the future?
Oh,
Does he
Yes.
want to?
Yes, he does. He wants to have the bars back. He's not willing to sacrifice price though. And what's interesting, you guys, is that he said we don't have the volume for our bars yet to be able to have the pricing to do them. And I went, we need to order more bars. And so I placed an order today, and I ordered as much as I possibly could before the little red thing popped up that says you can't order this much. Here's a trick. I ordered the 2-pack, and you can order 1 2-pack, but then I ordered individually, and I didn't have I can order more on that way. So you could order a 2-pack and then the 1-pack because I love the protein bars, the Elevate protein bars. I love them.
And some of them are actually discontinued.
Mhm.
The birthday cake and yeah, I noticed those are.
The birthday cake was discontinued because people weren't buying it.
Yeah, I think they're both discontinued.
The peanut butter isn't. Just the birthday
Okay.
cake, yeah. The
Okay.
peanut butter's not. The birthday cake is. But you guys, the understanding is this, right? And please hear this. This is another example of how Melaleuca works really hard to keep our prices down. right? And also, these bars are not really that old. And it makes sense that they wouldn't want to put in all the things about making a whole manufacturing plan to do our bars if no one's going to buy them, kind of thing. So you know me, I selfishly push the popcorn because I don't want it to be discontinued. And now I eat those the Elevate protein bars often because it's a great snack, and I don't want those to go out, So I'm pushing everybody to get those because we don't want them to go away because it is a business. And if you don't order it, they're not going to keep doing it. That makes
And
sense.
is that even access bars?
The access
Access?
bars are also in trouble. Yeah.
Oh,
All the bars, if it's a bar.
mm.
Because we don't manufacture them. It's our ingredients. You understand that, right? It's our ingredients. It's our formulas. It's our testing. It's everything we do. We put our whole package and went to the manufacturing plant and said, please make our stuff too. It's like me taking all my ingredients to your oven, Doris. It's still my stuff. I'm just using your oven to bake it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, just sad. The access is so unique.
But you guys,
Yeah.
they are looking, it's not going to be gone forever. Please understand that.
Mhm.
It's not going to be gone forever. They're working really hard to find another manufacturing that's not going to rake us over the coals with price and still have the quality and standard.
Mhm.
So, and the other thing that they've really been working on, you guys remember we used to have gum?
Yes.
Mhm.
You guys remember the gum? Here's a story about the gum.
Mhm.
Frank and I, because we're buds, wanted, I don't know why that came out of my face. I do not know why. Frank was really determined to make sure that we were all U.S. manufacturing. So our gum was manufactured in China. He goes, no, we want to have it U.S. manufacturing. And Wrigley's gum, yes, Wrigley's gum bought up all of the gum making facilities across the U.S. and they will not make anybody's gum except for Wrigley's.
Mhm.
They won't work with us at all. So that's why we discontinued the gum. Not that people weren't buying, it's just that we wanted to keep it U.S. and Wrigley's wouldn't work with us.
Ours was the best.
Ours is good.
Yeah.
Boycott
Yeah.
Wrigley's. Yeah, there we go. All right, any questions about any of that? All right, let's continue on. That's kind of fascinating though, isn't it? The fact that there's a lot that was one of the things, one of the people, Jamie Thompson is the VP of Quality and Regulatory Compliance, which means, for $19, you guys, we have a whole business and all these people are doing stuff to make sure we can do our business. The regulatory and compliance, Jamie's job is to make sure, and that's a girl, I think, is to make sure that we are compliant with country government and our ingredients don't go against their compliances and their laws. And so every ingredient and every single product that we have has to be approved before we can go into that country. And that's what Jamie's job is, to make sure that we're not breaking any laws and we're dotting all the I's and crossing the T's, and that's literally the job. So glad I don't have to do that. Yes, Francesca.
Have you heard anything by chance, like since you and Frank are, so buddy,
I know that.
if the tea is coming back? We had the absolute best detox tea, just the Melaleuca tea alone, not even like the triangle bags, the
Yeah,
original Melaleuca tea.
Yeah, no, because people didn't buy it.
I have 2 bags left. I had to use 2 last week. They're still so good.
I am
And
down
I'm
to
like,
mine too, because I used to buy a lot of it. Yeah. But again, you guys, here's the insider trader information. If you love a product, you tell every one of your new customers, you got to buy this. It's absolutely amazing. If you guys have ever seen me do an overview, you know I push that popcorn. You got to buy it. And they do, right? When you act fanatical like I do, access bars and popcorn, my two, and then the coffee, because I don't ever want them to go away. Right, you got to try the coffee. The popcorn seriously is severely, I push those because I don't want it to go away. So do that. Whatever you love, push it. All right.
and I actually ate the access bars in labor with both of my children. And when I got home from the hospital, got on the scale and found that I lost 24 pounds with my son and 25 pounds with my daughter, and she weighed 1 pound more than he
Oh
did.
my
Makes
gosh.
But
I
on the
love
way to the
that.
hospital, my last meal was an Access bar.
That's pretty impressive. That's impressive. I know somebody that's diabetic would eat an access bar at night and wake up and his blood sugar would be better, would be okay. I have no idea how that happens. Okay. New programs. The calendar has been updated. It is on my digital library. It has been posted on Facebook. Here we go. Starting tomorrow, we're going to have something called a 30-minute burn. 30-minute burn Tuesday through Fridays is 30 minutes of calling and adding names to our contact list. Now, there's going to be a little bit of coaching. The idea is to get people up and going, working, and this is designed, and this one was not on my list. This is what Courtney Martin does, and they said the point about it is if you have anybody that has a full-time job, this is trying to go around their lunch, they can take 30 minutes and make some calls with us. Okay? If you are someone on your calendar and you have a really hard time sitting down and working in your calendar, making calls, join me. 30 minutes, just picking up the phone, okay? Guys got that? All right. Second one, social media training every Tuesday. This is going to be a learning and working and implementing how to get the best out of social media, branding, stories, reels, posting, approaching, business approaching. This is literally an hour on Tuesdays of roll up your sleeves and let's get social media going and getting consistent with it. The last 2 or 3 people that I enrolled were from social media. Last one was a business builder who I met years ago. I took her to LA as a singer. So Deborah, you know her actually. Tuesdays at 6 p.m. Director Development Boot Camp. Every Tuesday. What is this? All new builders who are committed to enrolling 8 to 10 customers for the month. If you are already a director and you guys are good, you don't need to come. But let's say you have someone, and this is for my people that have a full-time whatever, have a hard time developing directors and doing their life. Okay, now Deborah and I had a conversation today about it, and I'm like, Deborah, this is kind of like for you and for, my new people, like Crystal has a full-time job, and do you need to be here? No. If you can, it would be great, because wouldn't it be great if you learned what I did and then we had another group can't do Tuesday boot camp? Maybe it's, Fridays or, Wednesdays, Thursdays. So this is for the people that are literally going, I need to grow my business. I am so busy trying to do my own stuff that taking that extra time to develop and help somebody become a director is just beyond my time limit. This is me helping you with that, because I have people I want on here. I have 4 new business builders. I'm going to have them on here so I can work with them as opposed to 4 different hours of just development. Does that make sense? You guys have any questions about that? I don't see everybody's hand. Do you guys have any questions about that?
I love it and I'm grateful. No
Good.
questions. Thank
Good,
you.
Good.
I second that.
Good. Because
And just for that, I put popcorn in my shopping cart just now for you, Sandy.
good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And I want to say that we had a lot of popcorn for my presentations. Remember?
And everybody loved it, didn't they?
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
this is really, like, they're surprised. This is really good. And they, like, it was always gone.
Right. And also tomorrow we have 2 people that you will be helping us with at 11.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Yep. I'm excited. All right. Let's go back.
I still have another order to make. I'll add popcorn too.
Yeah, you do it. Everybody go put popcorn in your cart. Do it now. Oh, wait. No. All right. There is a book by Kendra Hall called Stories That Stuck. And I want you guys to hear this, okay? If you have not done this book, read it. Write it down. Buy it. Listen to me. This is part of the story. It's called The Value Story. How storytelling drives sales and marketing. And this is just, this is not like, I'm not going to read 5 chapters. The Wachovia sales team had an advantage over their competition, the kind of advantage that means there really was no competition. The solution they offered their customers was unmatched. It was the best in accuracy and simplicity, and it enabled efficiencies that shaved hours, even days off of a process that tied up the best and the brightest Fortune 100 companies. Essentially, Wachovia spared companies embarrassment from high-profile errors, saved companies millions of dollars, and offered solutions that changed people's lives. So you would think saying yes to Wachovia would be a no-brainer, like duh. And yet Wachovia struggled to get, as much as the next guy, to build a bridge strong enough to get potential customers to say yes. Not because Wachovia couldn't deliver. They absolutely could, and their long list of converts and impeccable customer satisfaction score was proof. But even after the sales team pitched decision makers, even after they demonstrated every possible life-changing feature, there was still so often an elephant in the room. The reluctance towards change. Turns out, Wachovia's biggest competition wasn't another company or product. It was the status quo. Sure, their platform might be more effective and efficient, but they couldn't overcome basic human nature. The nature that says, you guys ready? The devil you know is better than the Savior you don't. The devil you know is better than the Savior you don't. Is this our story, you guys? We offer a better product, a better story, but what are we working with? We're working with, I like to go to Walmart, the status quo. This is us. Burdened with the undeniable sense that the way they were currently communicating their value wasn't enough, they were determined to figure out a better way. Wachovia's plan? To switch their focus from features and benefits to stories. Features and benefits to stories. So our competition, you guys, is not another company or product. It is status quo. It's people saying, I'm shopping here. Why do I need to do this, right? The nature that says the devil is better, is better than the Savior you don't. And this is to me like mind-blowing, crazy, right? So we need to switch from features and benefits to our stories. Now, we've had some training on stories before, right? But now I want you to focus in on this. From product story to a business conversation. We're not selling, we're storytelling. And when people say I'm not a seller, I don't like sales. I don't either, but I love telling stories. I love telling stories, and the more that I've learned this, I was very, very hesitant to tell my story. I didn't like my story. I didn't like talking about being sick and having kidney issues and $150,000 in debt. I didn't like that. But the question, you guys, is what is your business story, or what business story are you currently writing? And what value does Melaleuca give you? Because this today needs to be the story that we're sharing. Not Melaleuca products, not Melaleuca services. It is this. Because the first gap in business is the value gap. This is what this whole chapter is about. It's chapter 4, you guys, or 5. What is it? It's chapter 4. Get this book. Because you see me doing this a lot, right? You see me doing this. And this is what I'm I'm working hard to get people to know, and my team to know, is that we talk about Melaleuca. They have a problem. Our job is to bridge that gap to see how this can help them with solutions. And part of it is your stories. Because when it comes to what we do, guys, the value story is king. So when I was at Maggie's house and I said the Peak Performance Vitamins has improved my eyesight 6 times. I always like to look at people because they always go, and they look at each other and they go, what? I tell that story at every overview. My eyesight has improved 6 times. And then I say, when I'm talking to people about business, I say, look, I got into some medical debt. I had a $150,000 medical debt. This company's helped me pay it off. And I'm learning to tell more stories. The story that I tell about Deborah dropping orange fingernail polish on her carpet, and then I always go, who wears orange fingernail polish? And using Solumel, people go, what, really? Well, my story is her story. Her story is when her dog bit into a blue pin. I use that story all the time, right? I use everybody's story, but what financial story can you tell? Linda Medina, you literally only have 60 seconds here. What is your financial story? And I know you hate being put on the spot, but you'll live. You're not going to die. That's fine.
My financial story is that Melaleuca has paid me to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. That's very good. You enrolled customers 30, how many years ago?
31 years ago.
31 years ago, then you took a break and you made a paycheck for how many years without working?
Maybe 10, 15 years. I was still getting checks.
Yeah. Deborah, what's your story? 1 minute.
I worked for 2 months, became a director, got paid on those 8 people the next 10 years, and didn't work another day, didn't tell anybody about it. I got a paycheck every month for 10 years until Sandy said, you know, you could come to work here since you're retiring. Still
That's a
getting paid
great
for those,
story.
still getting paid for those first 8 people. 10 years.
Yeah. My mother I helped her enroll 12 people one day. She worked one day. And to this day, 15 years later, she still makes a paycheck that helps pay for her at 89. The stories don't have to be my last check was $16,000. The story could be I didn't work for 10 years. I didn't work for 15 years and I still made a paycheck. I didn't work for 4.5 years and I still made a paycheck. But your story can be your dream. Right? My story is I love working here, and I just got done saying this today. The work is worth me being able to go, oh, you need me to come to Wisconsin and babysit for 3 weeks? I'll be there. That lifestyle is my story. And that's what we got to get better about, just talking about products and, you know, replacing bleach. But what has that done for you? Deborah, what is your story about changing out the products in your home? About your asthma and stuff.
I was a severe asthmatic. I should have lived in a bubble. I was on 2 different pills. I had 3 different kinds of inhalers that I took. I had a breathing machine. I had a nebulizer. Plus I had 2 different rescue inhalers. I was every day was inundated with different kinds of inhalers because I was dying of asthma. I could not breathe. And I don't use any of it but one inhaler occasionally. I've used it once this month.
Yeah. And that's only usually when somebody walks by with perfume or whatever. So you guys, what is really important is that you start by understanding that your financial story right now, because again, the timing with everything in the US and people not having work and people going to food lines and there's not enough food, you guys, this is the time to get bold and to tell your story about your financial dreams or your financial successes. Or Crystal, what was your first month? Your first story? This is a great story.
I feel like everyone's heard it, but I'll say it again. Sandy reached out to me last December and let me know that if I could get 8 friends to switch where they shop, I could get $1,000. And I said, well, me and my husband have no idea how we're paying rent. So that, like, don't threaten me with a big paycheck. And I hosted a healthy stocking stuffer party. Long story short, I got the 8 people and got that $1,000. And when I looked at it, when I first got it, I went, did I just get paid to party?
That's a great story. And And I'm always going to ask you to say that story because people need to hear it enough until it's their second language. Right? People will use your
Gotcha.
story. That's why I keep asking you to say it, because you can't just hear it once. And it's a great story to go, we just had a party and I earned $1,000. What? It
Mhm.
was so fun. You know, it was so
And
fun.
I'm helping people simultaneously. It's a win-win-win.
That's the part, that's the line. I love that. You're helping people simultaneously. So if you guys are just starting, get your story. Nothing that you can say is a failure. Nothing that you can say is a failure. Okay, even if you're just starting, you can say, I just started this, but this is what I'm really wanting to change my life, and this is the means by doing it. I don't have to pay for a website fee. I don't pay for training. I've got a team of people that aren't even in my organization that are helping me. I've never seen something this amazing, and this is what I'm hoping to achieve. But get it down. What are you hoping to achieve, right? Yeah. Now, here's the last bit, okay? All right, hold on. What I want you guys to do is this. Wait, sorry, just did this.
Sandy, while you're looking, I just want to add. I was getting ready to retire. I called Sandy. I said, need you to be praying for me. I'm going to retire and I want to find a job that I can do working from home. And she said, duh, what about Melaleuca?
I did.
So after 10 years, I went to work and started working in Melaleuca. And I worked for about 6 months. Our dad got sick. I didn't work for 2 more years. I still got a check. I went back to work. I worked for about 6 months. My mom had a stroke. I didn't work. I got another check. All these things keep happening. So out of the last 5 years of working, I've worked about a year and I've still gotten paid. It just blows me away.
Yeah, that's a great story because, you know, people can resonate with the fact that, oh, yeah, I have a parent. You know, I have a parent that's having issues. So, you guys, here's your homework. Write your value story. Write your value story. What Melaleuca has brought value to you, how this has benefited you, how this is wanting to help you, how you're wanting to change your life, Maggie was talking to me and saying, I want to work, but I don't want to work outside the home. I want to be able to stay home and have the flexibility and be with my husband and not have to leave him and my, precious Gigi for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. That's a choice. We're going, I'm willing to try something, step out of my comfort zone, learn something new. And learning through Zoom's hard. It's hard. It really is. I mean, there's no joke about that. But you have to write your story to be able to share it. That's what people are going to resonate with. Okay. The second thing is join the daily burn. Join it. Humble yourself to sitting there with people. Won't do a lot of talking. We're going to do some short little bit of training and have a consistent schedule of sitting down and making those phone calls, because the one thing I hope you learn is this. You may have a system where you feel like you want to talk to a lot of people and you want to kind of do your long story to get them to an overview. That is not very duplicatable for someone who has a full-time job. I just looked up for Crystal. Crystal's approaches have to be short, sweet, to the point, because she's got massage after massage after massage, and she doesn't want to be 50 years old doing that, right? 60 years old, her body's going to give out. She has a physical limit. So she literally has to know how to do this in small periods. You have to learn how to do that. So when you have somebody that has a full-time job, you can't sit there and go, well, I just talked to this person for an hour. Like, people, I can't do that. You have to learn to take 30 minutes and make 5 approaches, 10 approaches. Because what Courtney says is when they sit down, they work at making 10 approaches, business approaches. We're going to start tracking your business approaches versus customer approach, because that's how you're going to do this, right? Join this social media workshop, you guys. Now, there are some people, Deborah's got a new builder who goes, I don't really want to learn social media. I don't want to be on social media. That's perfectly fine. It's harder unless you're out there building a lot, going and visiting stuff. I'm looking around here, the only other person, Doris, has a huge social network. She's always out in the community. That's a great way to meet people, right? If you don't have that, you got to figure out how you're going to meet other people. Get your new builders on Tuesday night director boot camp. Get them on there. One of the best things that you can do is use our system. Use the system to say, I need you here. I'll be there when I can. I want you to learn. I want you to be able to do this. Let's make a goal. And I will tell everybody that I do this at the beginning of every month as I find out what's your goal. What are you going to do this month? And you need to do the same thing. How much money do you want to make? Now, the goal needs to be maybe financial for people that have no idea what director is. I mean, people can say this and you kind of have to guide them because remember, if they're starting new, and I'll just use Maggie as an example. She first started telling me what she wanted to do, and I went, here's something you may want to know. When you enroll somebody, when you first start, you have 4 months to get 20 customers, because on your 4th month, if you get 20 customers, it's another $500 bonus. You guys have to remember that. You can't let somebody set goals without them knowing what the financial benefits or losses are. Someone new, get them 20 customers within the first 4 months. It's another $500 bonus that they get. We don't get a matching bonus on that, by the way. Okay, that's 100% them. So this is about helping your new team to know on the calendar, get a strategy session done. They need to know what their plan is. Talk to them about getting on a daily burn just to get some phone calls made, do social media training. And this seems like a lot. It's not meant to be. So it's literally, you know, Tuesday. I did it back to back so people can do Tuesday night for just a few weeks. This is not forever. Please understand that social media training is not forever. You don't need to be on it forever. Once you start getting it, then say thank you and then don't show up again, but get your people on it. This is a revolving class. It's not meant forever. You may have one class and go, I know all this. The new builder training, they don't have to be on that forever. Once they're getting it, once they're going, okay, I get it. Sandy's starting to repeat herself, and they can fly out. This is not a forever thing. But the misconception is this. Just because you work from home doesn't mean you don't need training. You need a lot of it. You need a lot of hand-holding. You need to know where everything is. Now, one of the big things that Courtney Martin talked about, and you guys know me, I love my numbers, is she says we cover our numbers. I want you guys to keep a notepad, keep something. At December 1st, we're going to cover your numbers, and these are the numbers I want to know. Dials. Write it down, dials. How many dials did you end up actually doing? Because you've heard success leaves clues, right? So does failures. You're going to look out, I didn't enroll the people, and I'm going to look at your dials and go, could be that. Probably is that. One of the things that Mel Lucas is so good about saying is that phone calls will solve all the problems. More phone calls will solve all the problems. The second number I want to know is how many approaches. Let's clarify approaches. Engagement is not an approach. An approach is me reaching out to Maggie and saying, Maggie, I know that you were wanting to earn some extra income. Can I set an appointment for you to talk about what I do? That is an approach. Christine, I understand that you were wanting to get the toxins out of your home because you've got little pets. Can we set up a time tonight or tomorrow where I walk you through where I shop? That's an approach. Okay, you track those. Then track how many appointments that you set with that. If I called Maggie and she said yes, I get a tally mark under an appointment. If I get Christina, she says yes, that's another thing. Because at the end, we're going to look at what is your success rate, because this tells you how well you're doing, and it really lets you know how much you need to work. So if you're at a 95, 100% success rate, you don't need to make as many phone calls. Does that make sense? You really don't. If you have a really high success rate, if I pick up the phone, I'm going to set an appointment. But if you're picking up the phone and only 20% or 10% of the people say yes, you have to make a lot more phone calls. So maybe you need coaching on how to do this, right? It's just a reflection. And seriously, you want to know how your people are doing. So on December 1st, we're going to look at your numbers and we're going to see how did you do, how many dials, and help you do the math. And you guys need to know that so that you can literally plan out what December is going to look like. And right now, if you don't know what your numbers are, you have no idea. That makes sense? And she does this every day. She asks, how many business approaches do you make? And how many customer approaches? And so on your approaches, I want you to separate it. How many business approaches and how many customer approaches? You guys write this down. How many business approaches and customer approaches? We need to know. Because when you start getting to the point where you're training your people, you want to know.
What was the third one? Dials, approaches, and number 3 is what?
Appointments.
Thank you.
Now, one of the things on your calendar has to be engagements. We don't track how many engagements. We don't track that. That's you reaching out to somebody to develop that relationship. John this morning said, he says, I can track this if I have spent time really getting to know them. I have a very high success rate of setting appointments and enrolling them. But if I haven't spoken to them in 6 months or more, my success rate goes way down. And I thought that was really cool that he kept track of that, because I'm like, I don't approach anybody if I haven't talked to him in 6 months. I would never do that. Why? Because I know it doesn't work. I've done it before. It's not a good thing. Hey, I haven't talked to you in forever, Leanne. Hope you're doing well. But listen, I'm calling to talk to you about you. Go. But if I spend the time, that's why you guys engagement. Now, you may think you have a lot of people on your contact list, right? You still have to make time to engage with those people you haven't talked to in 6 months or more. Because there's going to be a point in time when you will run out of people. And if you've been talking to someone, even for 3, 4, 5 months, right? Then by the time you do bring up Melaleuca, it's going to be so flawless. So you have to spend time in your calendar, even if it's only 15 minutes. Make a list of those people you haven't talked to in 6 months or a year, and you don't know really well. Maybe you know them from church or from mass or from synagogue or from the gym or whatever. Okay, that has to be a part of your schedule. All right, that is all I have. Does anybody have any questions, comments, observations? Wow.
We have our work cut out.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording, everyone. Say bye-bye to those watching.